The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter, meaning it's always and is ultimately, inevitably, the people, the citizens, the residents of the country and of the societies, states around the world that obviously vote, support, and bring in governments and politicians that also are going to be able to say everything that there is to be said about democracy and about the hidden realities and undiscovered facts and unexplored territories, dangers, disadvantages, or merits, advantages of the democratic state, government, society, and essentially everything else that's related and associated to democracy and democratic governments in one way or another. It's always the people, the residents, the inhabitants, dwellers of the society of the country that is a democracy, that are also voters, supporters, and that literally vote for the politicians that they want, and then they create governments that they will also be able to ultimately analyze governments, understand them, and review and say everything that needs to be revealed and said about democracy as a whole in its entirety. So we should be interrogating, inquiring, asking the people, the residents, the dwellers of the place, of the society of the country, and not the politicians, not the ministers, elected officials, representatives already that are there. They're literally asserting dominance, control, corruption, manipulation, exploitation over their own people, over their own voters and supporters without any mercy, understanding, compassion of any kind. So we basically have to ask the literal people who are also the voters. We have to concern ourselves with asking, inquiring, investigating the people or the society that live there, that are also the voters, that vote for the politicians of their own choosing, and then bring in governments that will also be able to understand governments and how things work in democracy and what the advantages or disadvantages, merits or demerits are of the democratic government and state and control. And we cannot afford to ask the already installed and empowered governments and ministers and officials, because they are all corrupt, because they all are going to be ultimately biased, partial in their understanding, take, views, and perceptions of the people, and they will say that everything is good, everything is going right and as it should, but it's the opposite. It's always the other way around. It's always corruption, bureaucracy, discrimination, division, playing the society, dividing the people unnecessarily. So